Yep, so just finished a scrimmage, not quite as long as last Saturday's. Probably got about 80 plays in. Played a lot of the younger guys, just to try to get some good film to evaluate them on. And had a few unforced errors with penalties, which we got to get corrected. I think the defense, played pretty well for the most part. You know, some of the young guys gave up a couple of big plays, but the effort seemed to be good. I watched the film, and we're going to have some long meetings tomorrow with the coaches and kind of figure out where we're at, and then kind of make my plans for next week accordingly.
So, Rich, you've talked about the defense, in nice terms quite often this fall. So what is it that you see out of them that in particular impresses you?
We're doing, and defense staff's doing a good job. We got to make sure we don't forget the fundamental part of it. But they're doing a lot of stuff, a lot more than you would expect in a first year, in the first couple weeks, and that's part of our plan defensively is a lot of different looks and a lot of different things, and it can be a lot for a young guy or a new guy. But our guys have done a good job with it. I mean, we have a lot of meetings, we got a lot of walkthroughs. We got 3 more days of it to get going before school starts. So the multiplicity of our defense is really unique, more so than most teams. And I would be worried about it and pull back the reins if I saw us making a whole bunch of big mental mistakes in practice, but I don't see that. I mean, every once in a while somebody might be wrong in a technique or something, but they've handled it pretty well.
So, obviously, a lot of new players on that side of football. Most of them have played a good bit of football elsewhere. So does that help as they're trying to adapt to a new system?
Yeah, I think anybody's been, now even the guys from high school, they're getting coached. Kids are getting coached really well now, I think, at high school level. If they're coming from group of fives or junior colleges, they've gotten coached. Now, they haven't gotten coached in this scheme, and I'm hoping that we can add to whatever they've fundamentally that they haven't maybe touched on a lot. We're going to add to that because you still got to be able to tackle. You still got to get off of blocks. You still got to have block destruction where you're changing the line of scrimmage. You still got to have eye discipline whether you're matching up in zone or you're playing zone or you're playing man. So there's a lot of fundamentals, and part of it we probably, and I'll talk to them. I think there was 1 fumble today. There probably needs to be more caused by our defense. We got to go after the ball a little bit. But we're getting a lot of pass breakups, which means we're seeing the ball and moving pretty good on the pass aspect of it. But I don't remember a lot of tip balls today, so we've got to do a better job of that too.
How was the tackling?
I think it was okay, just okay. I think there was a couple missed tackles here and there, but I don't know if it's because we weren't explosive enough to make a miss or what have you. But there were a lot of people around the ball a lot of times when we tackle, which is for the primary thing. When I watch film, we'll watch it all together. And when I'm watching, I'm not so much looking for the mental mistakes as I am looking for effort on both sides. And I can't determine that until I watch the film.
Anything with the scrimmage jump out at you, good or bad?
No, it was just kind of, it was kind of like good and bad. It's like the start of it when we had a couple penalties, unforced errors on offense. Those were really frustrating. I don't know why we have that. Not lining up right, receivers not lining up right in formation. There's no excuse for that. That happened twice. Offensive lineman, I yelled at the official because an offensive lineman was lined up in the backfield, and I'm like, "Don't we get a warning?" And he did warn him, which is what they usually do. They warn you. So that's like double bad. Like they warned you and you still did it wrong. So that kind of stuff should never happen.
Would you consider at this point the defense, are they further along slightly, progression or game readiness in the offense, or do you think it's about equal?
Yeah, I don't know. It's probably about the same. We don't game plan. I don't tell the defense. I mean, they're probably watching. They have to defensively watch what you do on offense and call plays accordingly because that's the way defense is structured. But offensively, I don't. Hey, they're going to play this, and so we're going to call this. And a lot of coaches do that. I don't do that. We're going to run our stuff, and then I'm not worried about winning the practice per se. I just want us to execute what's called.
Did you see some of that back and forth like you did in the first one, offense and defense?
Yeah, a little bit. Again, it was mostly younger guys, so we completed a couple long touchdown passes, but I think it might have been over against the younger group.
Did you have the last week Zach was talking about how he messed around with the in-helmet communications and bounced it around in a couple of the linebackers. Did you use that for the quarterback?
No, we use it every day. Yeah, Rhett has 5 or 6 of the quarterbacks on it every day. I probably should be on it. That way I wouldn't have to yell as much. You know, I have out of helmet communication. You know what I'm saying? He has in-helmet communication, which is perfect for his personality. I have out of helmet communication, which is perfect for mine. I just yell.
Plan right now is just for Rhett to be in there, or are you going to be in there? Probably.
Just one guy, and that'll be him. I'm gonna say I wouldn't be the guy doing it on the games. I'll be screaming at this or thinking of this, and Rhett's the calm, measured guy. You know, tell him the coverage, and you have up until 15 seconds before it clicks off, so he's got plenty of time to give us tips, and so we work on it every day. And the difference is now every coach is on the field. On Friday, when we have our practice on Friday, I'll have it just like the game where coaches are in the box and then the other coaches on the field. And we'll use the tablets, to look for I think they might have had the tablets ready today, but I don't think we used them. The tablets to look for the plays and review them and all that stuff.
You mentioned Sunday you'll get with your staff and you'll review this. Could that maybe alter what you plan to do next week? Could you?
A little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could very well. Not the total practice structure will probably stay the same, but what we kind of feature, what we got to hone in on, who we're going to hone on this with. That I can't pronounce that. Yeah, all that we'll do. And school starts Wednesday, I believe, right? So I think, tomorrow a little bit of meetings, but it's really Monday and Tuesday are going to be truly full days. Let's try to get some semblance of getting ready for a game.
Some coaches do the dual game plan. You go a mock week, then you have your real week. Do you do that?
Not really.
No.
It's a little bit. I don't know if it's called game plan or just this is what we are. And this is our answer sheets. Those got to be done, in the next 3 days, and then, okay, here's our plan for Robert Morris.
Do you still have to use hand signals though to go fast besides the helmet comm? So the wide
You can do
receiver
both.
gets calls.
Yeah, we could huddle and go quick huddles and not have to do any signals. We change our signals up. We change who's the guy that's signaling, and we got a variety of different signals that we can do for the same play. You know what I mean? So if it was a Michigan situation, we would be ready. That's all I'm saying about that.
Have you ever had anybody you thought was stealing signs from you?
Oh, there's guys that are really good at it. There's usually a couple guys on every staff that, and it's harder now. Obviously, you got helmet communications, and everybody's got multiple signal guys, and they'll try to put it's always amusing that they put up the big black tents or whatever that kind of block you from doing that. But there are some guys that can look at it and take them a couple quarters and figure out how every time I saw this signals, it was a run or a pass or something like that. There are guys that are pretty good. And then you study TV copies. You can, that's legal. You can watch a TV copy of guys, and every once in a while you might be able to get something from the sidelines from that. But now with the helmet communications and coaches being more aware of it, of having multiple signal guys and changing who the signal guy is and all that kind of stuff, and going with tempo. If you're going fast, it's pretty hard for people to pick up what we got. And then the same with the terminology. You may have every time they say this, sometimes if you know that they know what you know, it's however that works, it's okay. Like people say, every time we do this, they're yelling out that. Okay, that might be a good thing because we can yell that out but do something different, right? So that's always been kind of a topic of conversation for our guys, our coaches.
You got students coming back on campus. How do you treat your guys that last practice before everybody's here?
Yeah, they're coming in now. I didn't realize they'd start coming in or even yesterday or something. So I just told our guys, listen, the town is gonna get packed. You know, people are gonna know who the football players are. Be respectful. You know, understand it's gonna be a little bit busier. Everybody's gonna know who a football player is. You know, don't be an idiot. All that kind of respect. They represent everybody. Every player represents every other player on the team. All that kind of stuff. I'm sure they're excited because I know a lot of guys probably have friends and people that they're going to see, or somebody they're going to live with that's coming in town. And this is a college town, right? Yeah. And from what I remember, Morgantown's pretty lively for students. But our guys got a mission. Hopefully they got an extra purpose to stay disciplined, and I'll keep reminding them of that.
In the old days, you run them and get them tired out so they don't want to go out. Do they do that anymore?
Well, that was the theory, right? But I'm telling you, it didn't work. No, I know. I'm sure our guys weren't. I'd call Pat at McAfee and see what he thinks about how the best way to attack that. I don't know if the good part about being in a smaller town, I think if they're going out acting kind of crazy, I'm probably really crazy. I could probably find out about it, but you know I think it's a pretty mature team. Now again, I'm not saying that because we'll see what happens, but we have a whole lot of seniors. You know, a whole lot of seniors, guys that are here. So you know, by the time you get to be a senior in college, usually you're a little bit more mature and career-oriented and stuff like that. So I think they're pretty focused. I know they've worked hard. And, you know, all this work we put in for just, 12, 13, 14 games, I think they want to stay focused.
Hey, Rich, you talked about what you do in practice may change now. How much does the who part of it change? The who part, like narrowing down guys and reps or focusing on certain
That's
players?
got by next Wednesday when school starts, you can't get 50 guys, 60 guys on offense and defense ready to play a game. That's just too many people. You can't have time to have reps because you only have so many hours a day. So by next Wednesday or Thursday, we're going to start having scout teams, and I'll have to explain to the team the importance of being a scout team member and what your role is, and that you may not be on a scout team all year. It might be just the first week or two. We'll see.
And then, just looking back last week, you said that your perimeter guys maybe didn't do a whole lot, or you couldn't remember them doing a whole lot in the scrimmage. But today you said some deep plays.
Did I say that?
It's in my notes, so hopefully.
I don't remember.
Yeah. It wasn't a critique, but just you did say that today you had some big pass plays.
Yeah.
Is that inside guys that broke loose?
I can't get nothing by you.
I tried, yeah.
What was your question again?
Just, or your perimeter guys, did they actually stretch the
Yeah,
field
they
and
did
stuff
make
like
a
that?
couple plays. I think it was out there. Raquel was out there. We had a couple long touchdown passes, right? There was a couple of guys that made catches. Like with me, I don't even look at individuals as much as just they're all offense, defense. Who was it? Like I think Jordan made one. McCants, was it Christian? Hamilton made one. Anybody else? Cyrus made one. Yeah, so anyway, there were a couple of, really good contested catches that were touchdowns, which was good to see. And really good balls thrown. I think the most impressive part, I thought the quarterbacks threw a couple of really nice deep balls.
Do you feel a strong need to have that starting quarterback by the first game, or if you have to split reps in that first game and a half?
We were talking for 15 minutes before we got the quarterback. I'm really proud of you guys. It took 15 minutes before we got the quarterback. You did it. I mean, you held back when you was wanting to do that like 10 minutes ago, weren't you? He's like, I'm going to get that quarterback. He waited till the end. And now I'm not even going to answer it. What was it? Oh, you're saying what? Do I feel a need to
Have that starting quarterback set by the first game, or if you have to split reps against Robert Morris, maybe even do you mind that, or do you?
It's
game one?
if you had a guy clearly separate, and you're like, he's it. I wouldn't maybe know that myself, but I wouldn't. There's no reason for me to say that. You know what I mean? And no reason for me to even include anybody else in that other than Rhett. You know what I mean? So I don't, it may happen, it may not happen. In my mind, I kind of think I would know where we're at, but I'll watch today's practice, and then I'm really going to have to evaluate all week about what our true order is, because you can only play one at a time, right? But I have an idea where they're at right now, and I'm seeing if somebody will separate in the next 6-7 days.
Thank you very much, Coach.
All right.